think the Fast Show is complete and utter bollocks. I like the Fast Show a lot. I find it very funny.
When I first saw the Fast Show, and it's one of those reviews that I occasionally wake up in the night sweating about, I thought it was atrocious. Ill-conceived, badly performed, badly scripted, gibberish, really.
It's the context that's important, and that was really one of the things that I didn't get about the Fast Show, was the cutting out of the context, of all context, so you're just left with someone saying, suits you, sir, which in itself isn't funny.
Just before it went out, I did a couple of interviews, I think with Time Out, and I remember thinking, oh my God. I was recalling what sketches were going in the first episode, thinking, was it too laddish? Is it? And I did have a few moments of thinking, White House fails to excel in weak sketch show. That's...
So here's the verdict. We find the defendant guilty of co-writing and starring in the most dazzlingly awful comic sketch show for a very long time. In fact, you have to go all the way back to Monday and to Russ Abbott's show for anything comparable. So there we are. I'm afraid you can't argue with that. There it is in black and white. It's not something that gives me any tremendous professional pride, I must confess. What am I meant to say? What are you asking me to say?
I said the Fast Show was like a fart in my review is it's something that makes you laugh but isn't intrinsically funny.
It did what we wanted, which was build up a big sort of swell of underground support.
Did it?
Yeah, it was the sort of thing that people started saying, oh, you must watch this. I said, oh, I watched the first one, it was rubbish. They said, no, well, what are you going to watch more?
What, and then it's rewarding?
It's rewarding, you are rewarded with toffees and nuts.
This idea that you have a show with a lot of very fast sketches in it is appealing. And then when they actually do have a remarkably high quality throughout, I mean, there have been quite a few shows since, what they call broken comedy in TV terms, of these little sketch shows since, which I don't think any of them have really achieved the success rate within the body of a given show that the Fast Show have.
I think one of the reasons it worked, that the show worked, was that because there was a large group of people involved in it on the kind of writing and performing level, that the self-editing process was very strict.
Well, Mark Williams makes up a lot of his own characters. Jesse
Usually
Mark.
from talking to small children.
Yeah, he does talk to too many small children, I think.
If he didn't make us laugh, then it wasn't working, And I think everybody accepted that very quickly.
This week, I have been mostly eating Bourbon biscuits.
I'd been to New York and I came back and I got a really nasty bug. And I was in the flat and all I could do was kind of drag myself out every now and again and get something to eat. And I was going to Safeway and buying pre-cooked chicken. I was kind of thinking this week I'll be mostly eating chicken.
He's never written comedy, Mark, so I think he was also a bit nervous, and he would really get a lot of stick, Mark, because Paul would be like, actor, yeah? You actor, are you? I'm a comedian, I'm directing and comedy.
When I show Paul and Charlie my material, they don't take any prisoners. They just sort of go, no, oh, why do you think this is funny? Oh, that's quite good. But then, that's my relationship with them.
Someone would have written a character and we'd all be going like that, so Mark would stand up and start doing it, and it would, be tough. You'd have to be funny there and then. Paul would go, well, yeah, and Charlie would say, what's the joke? Because Charlie's hardest now. Charlie would just go, yes, well, it's a sort of copy of so-and-so, isn't it? And you'd just deflate you, but you'd have to get it past the sort of panel, which would be all the others,
I mainly came up with Girly Boys Can't Hear from rehearsals of the Fast Show. Because I just sit there and they all talk to each other and everybody ignores me.
Are you a member of the AA?
No. We'll smash a window.
Can't do that. Listen, I know what to do. You get a tennis ball, cut it in half, and then put it over the lock, and then smash it with the palm of your hand, and the air pressure forces the lock up. There's a sports shop just round the corner.
Oh, I got it. I know. You want to get a tennis ball, cut it in half, right? Put the half over the lock there, give it a little tap with the palm of your hand, and the air pressure pops the whole lock up. You're in. Bingo.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a sports shop just round the corner.
Problem solved. There you go. Right, I'll tell you what, though.
Can any of you actually hear me? And Simon admitted it. He went, oh, this is a good character. He said, it's us lot, isn't it? And I went, yep.
When I did a Billy Bleach sketch about golf, which was I basically wanted to make a comment about racism in America and the golf courses, and it was right at the end. Paul came before I went on. He said, you know, you can't say this. You know, it's Tiger Woods. It was about Tiger Woods saying Tiger Woods is mixed race. He's part Vietnamese, part Dutch, part American, part white man.
The Afro-American, right? That's his natural grace for his driving, right? The Vietnamese for when he's in the rough. You got me? All the jungles and that, they have a network of tunnels. The Dutch in him makes him laid back for his temperament.
And the white man in him means he can get on the course in the first place. And we came up with that just before it went on, which was one of my favourite sketches there.
One shouldn't underestimate the contribution of Simon Day, of John Thompson, of Arabella to the show, because all the various characters they bring to life, I mean, somehow they leaven it out.
I love Competitive Dad. Well, I mean, I don't do very much in that, except for sort of, you know, go, what a twat.
Come on, boys, cricket bat. Stumps. Balls. And scorepad and pen. You can get that. Right, come on, let's make chop, chop.
I saw quite a few I just sort of noticed dads with their kids, and I was in a swimming pool once, and there was a dad there with two little kids, and they were pretty young. One of them had water wings on, one of them was like a baby, and one was very young. And he was saying, it was like a race, you know, and they said, yeah, Dad, yeah, they're like that. And he went to the side of the pool, and I assumed he'd let them win. And he just took off, this bloke, and just hammered across the pool like that, and then waited at the end of the pool like that, going like that. And the kids, one of the kids was drowning, do you know what I mean? He was swallowing water like that and coming up again, do you know what I mean? It was like the most important thing that ever happened to them. And the older kid beat the kid with water wings, do you know what I mean? That was a triumph for him, you know, taking the dad's lead. The dad sat there like that going, do you know what I mean? He was genuinely really pleased, and I thought, that is sick.
Toby, come in here. Come on, come. Your mother will adjudicate. Right then, no. Underarm. Be a lot easy for you. You just get my sight. Thank you. Bowler. There we go. 3, 4, 5. 24. 26. 26 of the Queen's runs.
And loads of dads have come up and said, oh, you've done me up, you have. You know, that's what my kids say I am.
Was it on telly? Yeah. She's on telly.
I first met Paul and Charlie when they worked for Harry. I knew them very, very loosely then, but I was about to start on a new project for Channel 4, which was called 1 Hour with Jonathan Ross.
It's myself, Paul and Charlie and Vic and Bob, and we were part of a game show called Knockdown Ginger, which was quite crap, really.
People would be got out of the audience, they'd go and knock on doors, and various funny characters and celebrities.
Humorous characters
would
open
the door and ask them a question, and we got
half-assed bollocks. Great fun to do, wasn't it?
It was very basic, but kind of effective. It was like a lot of this stuff, you know. It's funny and you're laughing, but you don't really know why.
Charlie was very quiet. Couldn't work him out at all, really. He was just very, very quiet, kept himself to himself. But Paul, I liked immediately, you know. I mean, I did like Charlie, but he was just quiet. But Paul was very, just very funny.
OK, 5 points, another door.
5.
Door number 5. It's Mike Smash the DJ.
Hi kids, Mike Smash here, Radio Fab's most flip-flap, flobber-dabba-dobbulous DJ. Yeah.
Smashing, I did Mike Smash, Britain's most fantastic DJ, for the first time on that programme. And history was made. Radio and
what did Bob Mortimer say?
Paul, that Mike fucking Smash is fucking terrible.
We've known them very well, and I always remember that, you know, they wanted to do their own sketch show. That, you know, Paul had started doing a bit of stuff with Harry and Charlie. He'd done a lot with us, hadn't he?
Swiss Tony, it was created by Vic and Bob. I did it first on Smeller, Reeves and Mortimer. Sketch on that.
Who's your favourite character, though? My favourite character is Swiss Tony.
When you're selling a car to a man, it all comes down to who's got the biggest todger. You have to make him think that his is bigger. But in order to sell it to him, you have to know that yours is the biggest. You have to keep telling yourself, I've got the biggest todger in the world.
I've got the biggest todger in the world.
It's not as big as mine, Paul. As big as mine.
The voice was based on my feeble attempt to do Sean Connery.
Swiss Tony is everywhere. You think he's a ridiculous, overdrawn stereotype that couldn't possibly exist, but I know 1,000 Swiss Tonys.
Do I find you reading a book, Paul?
Yeah, sorry, Swiss, there were no customers, and well, it's a guidebook. I'm going camping at the weekend.
Putting up a tent is very much like making love to a beautiful woman. Unzip the door, put up your pole, and slip into the old bag.
My favourite character to play, Jazz. Jazzman. I had no idea how popular it'd be. It's just a joy to do.
Hello, and welcome back to Jazz Club. Nice. Tonight, Dinner Jazz
is a cross between Whispering Bob Harris and Roger Moore.
Hello, welcome to Test with some really fine music again tonight.
Hello. We're very pleased to have on the show perhaps the most popular exponent of dinner jazz working in America, Stepney Green, with his band, the New Headhunters. Great. It's not the original Headhunters lineup, of course. I mean, how could anyone really replace the late and legendary Charlie the Bulb Robeson? But the new drummer, Mint Green, under the tuition of his brother Soylent, is really quite good. And one day, he'll make a great jazz musician.
I remember getting on a train, going to the bussy wagon part of the train, walking through the thing, and kids went, jazz, man. And I walked to, got my sandwiches, came back, and they went, nice. And I turned around and I went, great. And they went, way! And I made their day. That was great.
Really great.
I think that's quite slightly ironic, actually, that people are coming up to him to say to him things that, you know, I used to say as an aside, which he's now... I mean, there's a kind of irony in that, isn't there, really?
Lovely. Great. Amazing.
Really nice.
People see me in the street and they go, then there's no catchphrase they can think of. They now say there's someone sitting there because I managed to come up with one catchphrase after 3 series. In a series based on catchphrases. Someone sitting there, mate.
You're in Sydney. Right. I was standing on Clapham Junction and this train pulled in and I was just stood where the driver was and he just went and drove off, which I thought was pretty cool.
You sort of get characters that the Fast Show would sort of take the piss out of, doing characters from the Fast Show. Do you know what I mean? I love the fact people can't really recognise themselves in the characters.
I'm an alien. I'm an alien.
Are you really, Colin?
I'm an alien. Oh, did you watch it last night?
Watch what?
I'm an alien. You know, on BBC Two.
No, I don't watch it.
Oh, you must. It's the best sketch show that's been on for years.
I think there's a lot of Colin Hunts in offices enacting the Fast Show, which is why we did that sketch where he's trying to enact his favourite sketch show.
Bonjour, Monsignor. No, like I say, Colin, I watched The Other Side with my wife Tessa, yeah. Programme about wildlife, about stag beetles. No, it's really, really good. They've got these massive antlers, really big, and they fight each other and gouge stuff out each other's bodies. It's incredible.
Paul, is that Paul?
Piss off, Colin.
The bit I did like was the foreign television where they all spoke nonsense, which was which actually was the bit that was closest to being satire.
Just thought, Channel 9, that is just shit. That's just kids mucking about. That is not funny. And now it really makes me laugh. But at the time, I just thought, what's funny about this?
Republican presente. Tottenham against Tessera. Channel 9.
Bono estente.
Bono estente. Lacrimos sputa e falio ming. Debutto poco wich ja wich. Patandra milio Patagonia.
Channel 9 was supposed to be every foreign country. There's a bit
of Welsh in there.
Swedish,
Swedish
German, bit of Greek, because I did Greek at school.
Ac nopo dopra fila whiskas, fulla meaty goodness.
Charlie wanted full breast nudity in every Channel 9 sketch.
I said, what is the point?
Vehemently argued.
What is the point of parodying a programme and not actually making it as extreme as the programme you're parodying?
I'll see Lingy's mouth.
You did. It was not some moral crusade you were on. You wanted to see some tits jiggling up and down.
No.
Yes.
All right, there's a small part of it.
When we get the girls in that are doing the odd sketch, you know, the bustier, prettier girls, it's like being in a boys' changing room. They're all like...
Raibina. Mantinato, adios ton wonderbra favore.
El Presidente!
They're caught between something. I can't really do this because, you know, I'm a comedian and I should know better. And then going, bloody hell, you seen the tits on that?
Chris Waddle. Scopolos emir cantatos enzyme scandabrod.
The guy I was rooming with, John Ox, sort of looked at us and went, "Did you hear that?" And I sort of went, "I did, but are you sure it was me?" And then the photo came up.
Falia hela, falia hela, falia hele, Chris Waddle.
And it kept going on and on.
Shit lagrados, tic meta fondu Chris Waddle.
Week after week, it continued. And everywhere I was going now, people were coming up and saying, "Hey, did you see the Fast Show? I saw you. Why do they keep saying your name?"
We like the idea on Channel 9 that occasionally English words pop out. And you were making on the Welsh thing, wasn't it?
Well,
We
it's
listened to
because
Welsh news.
the Welsh language is top of the wardrobe. Remove the brickwork. Margaret Thatcher.
So we just wanted to shove in. It's the sort of thing you start and you think, well, let's think of an English name to put in there, and you come up with Chris Waddle, and then you think, wouldn't it be really funny to just keep repeating this over and over again, and then in the end it might look like a joke.
I want to give you a word, let you try it on for size. The word is naturism. Now, today, I'm wearing a simple thong. Now, there might be kids or old people watching, but normally, at this time of day, I'll be au naturel. Or to put it another way, stark bollock naked. Now...
Who's worse fluffing their lines? I would say me, top. Me and John, we alternate, but I'd say me, probably.
If you're interested in naturism, write to Dave Angels. Sorry.
John did a spectacular performance on Denzel Dexter.
He did.
And I think it was John's character, but didn't we write...
It might have been a sketch written for him.
I've got a score. I think I've got a score. And go. The mind is a powerful tool, but we have. And it's take. But we have not yet begun to tap into its power. After take. And we have not yet begun to tap into its awesome potential. Start again. After take. Shit, sorry. The human mind was not an incredible thing that day, and I was, quite frankly, rubbish. I'll go back over here and do it again, because I am a turkey. The mind is a powerful tool, but we have not been and we have not yet begun to tap into it. But we have not. What do you think of the show so far?
But
I remember Charlie in the end wrote down the words on an idiot board for him, and he held it up like that, and it said, "I am a."
Rowley Birkin is my absolutely favourite, and I'd like that. I wish I had that.
Cairo.
Almost everybody I remember at school's father. They're all like that, and I quite liked him. But I sort of liked him once.
I first met Paul fishing in Iceland, 94, 5.
Rowley Birkin was based on a guy you went fishing with once, wasn't
Rowley Birkin, yeah, I met this bloke fishing.
A lovely river, hubbling, bubbling, and the new lodge looks both ways, so you sit in the veranda and look up the river or down the river.
Large, a poisonous monkey.
They come zooming in on you to sting you, and they stop about an inch off and say, "Good God, no, this won't do." And they fly away again, and then we don't get stung.
Snake! Snake!
I might have a dram or two, but I don't think more than that. I certainly never conscious of anybody being drunk.
I freely admit that I was very, very drunk.